and welcome to my channel. My name is Pete. You're watching Pete J. Cooper, the model builder, and we're going on with a lovely build. This time it's the Lamborghini Miura. As you can see, let me just change the camera for you. As you can see right there, these are the parts that we're using this time, and these are the parts from the previous time. I was naughty enough to put those in already, as you can see right there, and both of them are in, and that's something we're supposed to do in this stage number 16, but I've done it anyway. Let's change back. So this lovely Agora Models build brought to you by Hachette via Agora Models is going on. Please have a look at my channel. My name's Pete J. Cooper, the model builder. There are some beautiful builds that are out there, and you have all been very kind to me as I put up the last Ecto build. Thank you very much for that, and please keep it up and like, subscribe, and pass it on. So let's get straight into the build. Let's get into stage 16, which is assembling the left air filter box and fitting the petrol pipes. Okay, this one, and we know we have to push those in. Oh God, yeah, as you can see, it's in beautifully, and we're going to get this one out. So we're going to put it on like so. And look at those posts, pins, they're going into those holes. So it's hard to put that in the wrong way because they're not in the right, in a position to turn that the wrong way around. Just to make sure that it's secured properly, I am going to put my favorite glue in there. That's it. That's in there. Okay, we're going on. We're getting those off the sprue. And we need to be careful how we cut those. That's the other side. Ouch. Then we get those fuel lines. These are silver colored rubber hoses, and as you can see, they're pretty much exactly the same, so it doesn't really matter which one we put which hose on. There we go, that's one. Okay, that's the other one. We are putting that aside. Let's see which one we're getting. We're not getting that one, but the other one. And we're taking the one with the shorts one out, and we're putting them into those 4 holes. So they're pretty hard to push in, but make sure if you push them in, you push on the other side as well, like you see me doing. Hold the thumb on the point where you're pushing. You may hear some children in the background because it's too hot to close the windows. Because it's 31 out here, degrees Celsius, and that's bloody hot for the Netherlands. And that is the first stage, stage number 16 done. I'm going to put everything to the right here, and we're going to go to the next one, which is stage number 17. This is what we have, plus some A screws in stage number 16, which is the engine base. We're taking this one, and I can take that out now. We're not going to see that anymore. I put that in to make sure I know which side is which. And we're going to put some screws in here, which are the A screws. Okay, that was fiddly, and one is a little bit loose, but I can't tighten it up more, and I don't want to stuff it up. And we're going to put those on, and let's see This is left side, this is right side. As you can see, you can push them in right there. And have a look at that. It goes all the way to down, and it's a little bit pity that those little baskets, metal baskets that were on top, were not visible, but it's on as it should be. This is what it should look like. Have a look at the orientation here and get stage 18 out with all these gearbox parts. So we're going to put those two together. Like so. And that is what we have. Okay, we're going to the next part. We're getting that one out. We're getting this one out. And we're putting them on those two posts through the holes that are there. It's pretty hard to push through, but that is what we have then. If you look at that post and that. Then we get that one out, and we're putting this in with those pins into those pinholes. I don't think any screws are needed here. We're getting this one out, and we're having a look at those posts there. Push it in thoroughly. As you can see, it closes off neatly, and then we've got two posts that we can put screws in, and they are both the B screw. We put those two in right there, B screws, and we've got this whole thing neatly together. Let's see, with those posts to the front towards my belly, we're going to put those posts in like so, as you can see clearly right there, and then we're going to put those two screws in those points, and they are type B screws. As you can see, we put that in on the engine, and then we're taking that post and we're putting that on the other side. Okay, we're not doing it on the side here, but it's closing up the lid. The underside of the engine, pushing everything If you're pushing one side in, the other side comes out. It's in. Bit of pushing. So you have to have a good look at those posts that are supposed to go in. There's one here as well, and that wouldn't go in. But it should now go in. And it all seems to go in pretty darn well. And that one as well. So we've got those two screws in there. They're A screws, and we need to have a look at posts that wouldn't go in on that side. But as you can see, that side is pretty in. Still loose. That is not completely neatly in. I did not forget anything, did I? I don't think so. Okay, we're going to stage 19, so we're putting this aside and we're going to stage 19. We're taking this one back and we're getting that one out, and we're pushing it on the posts that are visible on this side. Right there, those two posts. And we're putting it on like so, of course. And I need to carefully put that on there, and we're putting two screws in there. 1, 2, B. As you can see, two screws in there. And these hoses just came loose, but it's easy to push back in. So then you're going to be carefully putting the lower part of the engine and the engine sump on. So we're starting with this one. I don't know what it's called, but don't pin me on it. So I'm carefully holding it like so, and we're putting it onto those two posts with those two holes there. And we are putting in two A screws, and carefully putting it down. I'm just holding this down slightly, and that's in there. And this is the oil sump, and we're putting that on with that point pointing towards that thing there. So this is what the underneath is looking like. There you go. And I think that is 19 done. And we're going to attach the accelerator, alternator. And it's going to be connected to that point there. Or at least that's what we're starting with. Number 20. It's supposed to be and I can show you it on that camera like so, and with an A screw in there, an A-type screw, and it's in there like so. Okay, have a look at that little post there. That is going into that little groove that is there. Groove there. And that will correspond to the little parts going into those parts. And now that little post is going right there. And I don't know if it's going on the outside or on the inside. On the inside. There we go, that's in. Now we're going to take that one out. Let me put that stuff away so you properly see it. And we're going to take that one out, do a bit of hydration. With that, thing is going into the alternator, like so. This little bracket is bent a little bit, but altogether it's pushing on that little thing there as well. So I'm going to leave it like that. It's in there like so. So we're going to take these posts out. And they are marked. Are they not? Nope. Right there. I cannot push it any further. So this is a little extra, so I'm going to get a bag out. As you can see, it's in there. So we're going to the next stage, because this is 20 done, and we're going from 20 done to 21. These are the parts. I've got a spring in there as well. The first thing we do is put those two together, like so. There we go, they're in. And we're gonna get that one out. And we're gonna put it onto that post from that point there. Then we're gonna get this one out. And we're pushing that into a point. Where is that point? Right there. As you can see. And it's not showing. Oh well, these points that are very little tiny points that are going pushing outwards. I'll show you in a second if I can show it, because they're tiny bits. There we go. Don't know if you can see it, but that is the little thing we just pushed in. Next is this little thing, and we're pushing it that into from this post here to that post there, and this is a metal part, as you can see right there. We put a tiny spring from that point to that point, so this is going to be very, very, very fiddly. Okay guys, I lost and found it again. That little tiny little spring that we have to put on. That up there is the easiest to put him in. There's that little spring right there. Woo! Lost it, found it, got it back. And this is the we should have known this. We're putting something over it. That's a bit of a pity. We're putting that cap over it, as you can see right there. And I think that is stage 21 done. That's 21 done, and we're going to 22. So we're leaving that right there. Okay, this one is going from this point to that point. There we go. Then the oil filter, shaped pattern there that we push it onto. And we see that right there as well. And pretty hard to push in. You need to push it thoroughly down. As you can see, it's easier to do it that way. It pushes in now. Wow. There we go. We put that one in to underneath there. That's a pretty hard one to do, guys, and we had to redo that because we lost one of the hoses, but those are pretty easy to get out. As you can see, that is a lot of the stuff that we've done. And there you go. That's a pretty large chunky stuff. That is pretty darn obvious. These are going right there. And we are going to put what kind of screws in? Of course, can't be anything else because we're going into metal. And those are in. But let's see what we do with the other ones. I think, no, we're not doing anything with the other ones. No. So we're going to put those two. We're not doing anything. Most probably they will go right here. But we're not going to do anything with that. So I'm putting that back in a bag. There were some stupidness things going on. The oil sump, this one, you might want to put that in before you put this plate in. And these you can push in. They're in a little bit loose because They were hard to put in. That is very hard to put in. Have a look at that. And I pushed it in, and it's looking knackered at the moment. It's not looking very nice, and it's not in fully. Hoses came loose here with the high tension wires, but you can get those out. You can get those out pretty easily and put everything back in there again. And especially here as well, things came loose. I see a potential loose wire there as well. But this is what we have. Let me put that down and get you to the other camera's view. Look at that. Isn't that neat? We've done a lot on this Miura engine. It's massive. And that's the back frame that we did as well. And these parts we have left. Don't know about that. That's maybe a spare, but this one we are going to use later on. With that, this stage is done. There's a new Miura on its way, I think. Let me have a quick look. We have a Jaguar, a Roadmaster, and a New York fire truck on its way, and something new. You will see that later on, and I will tell you about that. It's red as well. We've got quite a few red models. This one is red as well. And if everything goes well, I've got another Star Wars build to do as well. Something I really wanted to do already, but we may get that in quite soon. With that, I want to say thank you to everybody, and a lot of you have been watching my Ecto 1, my last Ecto 1 build for the moment, because we're waiting on Eaglemoss or whomever is taking that up. It seems to be, but this is just a guess from what we find on Facebook, that IXO is picking this up. They have purchased a lot of stuff for them to do it, but we have to wait and see if they are going to do it, or if somebody else is doing it for them. I don't know how it works, but we'll find that out. Please like, subscribe, and pass it on, and do join me next time on any of my other builds. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye bye.